What made you buy an E-Type? Start from the beginning.
It's about emotion. No, but I thought if I get a decent car, I need to do a paint job. I can drive it for a couple of years before I need to do that. Maybe get to know the car, enjoy it. And if I end up at maximum 140, 150, then I can live with that.
Yeah.
But once I've done the independent inspections to see how much work those cars would need, it didn't make any economical sense. But that took a little time to understand for me, you know, because you see so many E-Types online on Auto Scout, on Classic Trader, and there are a lot of them in this price range. And so you think when you have 100,000 euros plus burning in your pocket, I can get an E-Type tomorrow and it's all good. And it's been a disappointment to find out that that didn't work out like that. And the third way is to increase your budget a little bit and to look for a car that has been done correctly. In the beginning, you are high on emotions, and you can make a mistake very quick, because maybe your emotions are overtaking your brain for looking at the right things. You know, if you find a car that is in your budget, it's very easy to overlook a couple of things, but I think you will regret it later.
This is the first E-Type.
Yes, correct.
So
my first classic car.
Yeah, where should you have the knowledge from? So it's nothing to blame to ask advice.
No, I will have a lot of additional questions for you today, Michael. So
that's why you came.
That's
Actually,
why I came also.
That is the reason why Nick came. He made all the trip.
Yes.
Not just to have a coffee, but it's just to learn to look. Actually, the car he bought is exactly the same car that I have as unrestored, and that is actually the reason why Nick came all the way.
Not knowing anything about the E-Type market, I will find a nice E-Type for around 120,000 euros.
Oh, optimistic.
Very optimistic. And I soon learned that a 61 is not going to happen for that budget. But I've seen some 62, 63 cars because I like the aluminum console.
Yeah.
So I like that. And you look online and you see some very promising articles, advertisements. I've been to Germany, I've been to France, I've been to Denmark, I've been to Holland. So I've done some international trips.
And what was your impression of the online publicities?
It's it's not reality.
Okay.
So once I went down that road after visiting the first 2 or 3 E-Types and understood that what is advertised online and what you see in reality,
you decide if you need my help, if it's worth it or not, or if you go and risk to waste your money. There's no point buying a car and leaving it for the next years in a workshop and sorting things out with a lawyer.
In the end, I think maybe I spent 5,000 euros roughly, and on the purchase price of a car, it's nothing. And I'm so happy with the purchase that I made. I think we found an amazing find.
Oh, that was a lucky shot.
Unbelievable to find such a car and to have it checked by an expert and say, listen, this car is 90-95% all there.
Yeah.
The rest is just time, not money that you need to spend on it. I said, if everything is as advertised, I'm willing to pay this. And I've already learned that quite often it is not the case. It's just to advise buyers, you need to see the car in real life.
Yeah.
To understand yourself if the seller's idea of the car and the buyer's idea of the car are matching. Yeah, the more and more you are becoming an E-Type fan, the more and more you are valuing these small things. You get addicted once you start. That's the problem. It's a time machine for me. I'm driving
it is
a time machine from 61. And
as soon as
cool.
you step into the car, everything around you is 60 years old.
Yes.
And not the modern alloy, which is a year old.
Yes.
It doesn't give you the feeling.
No.
It is just these little things which make you feel in a time capsule.
Yes.
That is why you want to have the classic car, really.
And it's that's why I want to have a classic car, I love new cars as well, but classic cars just bring out much more emotion for me. And my children are 7 and 5, and they saw the car for the first time, and they freaked out, you know. So. Oh wow!
Well, that is exactly how it left the factory.
For an understored car, it's in very good condition.
It only has 22,000 miles from original. And with me is Nick Vogt.
Yes, hello, my name is Nick. I'm a Dutchman living in both Holland and Estonia. I like classic cars. I think my father infected me with the classic car virus since I was a little boy. He was driving MGs and Morgans. And I started, I'm from 1981, so 42 years old now. So my poster car was a Testarossa, as we discussed in the car. But later on, the English classic cars bug got me as well. And I think for the last 5+ years, I've been looking for some interesting cars, and the E-Type came on top of the list.
That is when you matured.
When I matured, maybe. So
you became more elegant than muscular.
I think I have a childhood car and a mature car. Yes, like that. Yes.
So yes, so we can say you are matured and on the elegant side of life. You have a wife, you have 2 kids, so you settle down and enjoy life instead of posing.
Yeah, maybe.
So the E-Type is not a car for poser. Then you would have a Mustang or a muscle car or a Ferrari maybe. But the E-Type is really a car to enjoy, to cruise around, to be, it's elegant and smooth.
It's a car for yourself, you know. So
yes. Yeah, you don't need to show it. E-Type is noted by the noise miles away. The E-Type is noted due to the pure sheer elegance and beauty.
Yes, I agree.
That is, you don't need to make noise. People will notice you anyway. So that is interesting to have someone with 42 years of age focusing on a 61 flat floor because of its purity, the originality, and not having any other car than a flat floor. And you also had a special idea about the color.
Yes, correct.
So you were very targeted.
The more I got into E-Types, the more I was narrowing down what type of E-Type I would like. Because when you just start, an E-Type is just an E-Type.
How did you know the difference between the Series 1, 2 and 3? Was it always clear? Or?
No, it was not always clear. And I've been to classic car shows as a kid, and I remember going there with my dad, and I remember seeing the different E-Types, and the Series 3 and the Series 1, of course, are quite recognizable differences, but I never really understood them until I, 5-6 years ago, started considering an E-Type seriously and reading up about them more and more. And by Googling, by reading, I came across your channel as well. And in the beginning I was like, oh, it's quite technical and quite detailed, but actually it was very useful to understand the differences, if the indicator is above the chrome, these kind of things. And once you start, I actually start narrowing down the type of E-Type that I was looking for. Mm-hmm. So for me, it was clear that I wanted to have a 3.8 Series 1 liter. That was already, you narrow it down quite a bit already. And then the more and more I fell in love with the E-Type, the more and more original and an early car I would like to have. And then the fixed head coupe is the only option for me. So if you want an early fixed head coupe, and I wanted it in either black or gunmetal gray or dark green, you start narrowing down, and that was just my process. But it gave me a very targeted view for what to look for.
But then the market became very, very small.
Yes.
Oh.
Which is a good and a bad thing. But I've seen many cars, which I think is very important to do, because from pictures on internet, you can get a very incorrect view of how the car is presented.
But you're mentioning this because I know from experience the same.
Yes.
But still I have customers which believe that what is on internet is the reality. That definitely is not the case.
No, I can confirm that.
And from what you told me during our process, I know you have, not wasted money, but you traveled somewhere spending money and returning disappointed.
Yes, because you have gone through the emotional process and decision making.
Yeah.
I want a classic car, and you want it tomorrow or today even. You have money in your pocket that you have worked hard for, saved up. You look on internet advertisements. Oh, I see a 62 3.8 liter,
the right
beautiful, the right color.
Everything was perfect.
It says on the advertisement it's fine. It just needs a little paint job. There is only one part of rust on the tailgate, but that's all manageable.
The budget was right.
The budget was right. The story was right, and then you go there, and I could put my finger through the floor when I opened the bonnet, and
that is very often the case when I talk to my customer, but the reality, as I just said, is so much different than the pictures on the internet.
You need to see the cars.
Yeah.
And I invested time and money in that, and I've done it over the years. I visited cars by myself. I made weekends out of it with my father, for example, which is nice to do. And in the beginning, I got back disappointed, but I learned to overcome that. You need to remove the emotional factor, no matter how difficult that is.
Yes.
But you're spending serious hard-earned money.
Yes.
And if you are led by emotions, I think you're gonna make a big decision, a big mistake in your life, buying a car that you think is within your budget, but actually you're buying a car that is completely out of your budget because you're spending a certain amount, 125,000, which I had in my mind, but these cars are in need of so much work. And you don't understand that in the beginning. You don't understand that, I see a lot of aftermarket parts. Are you okay with that? That's a personal choice. Yeah. But if you see, you open the bonnet and you see where the ECU has been leaking, you can put your finger through the hole. If you start with that and you need to take other things out, you need to do the rest as well.
Yeah.
And then you're not speaking about 30,000 euros of labor. You're speaking about 85, 100, 125. Another car comes on top with that.
Yeah. Plus, you need to find a workshop who's doing that for you.
You need, and you have spent the money already. Your mind is set to drive the car, and you're maybe 2-3 years further down, waiting for it.
To get it all sorted, yeah.
So I'm very happy I did not do that. And I was in the process in the beginning looking by myself, but then I was like, no, I need somebody that is an expert and that can help me with that. And in France, I found some classic workshop, and I got people like this. But then I found a car in Germany that I wanted to have a look at, and I was watching your YouTube videos. I was like, okay, you're in Germany. Let's see if Michael can help me out with that. And I think we met, was it in May or in April or something? A bit earlier this year.
Yeah. April, May.
Something like that. So, and
it wasn't a quick decision. How easy was that to contact me and to convince me to come down?
Well, the car was advertised in a very nice way. And I even made a suggestion offer like, guys, if the car is as advertised, I'm willing to pay X amount, which was above my previous budget already. But at this time, I was already looking at 61 cars.
Yeah, so it was a 61 car. And I remember it was a black on red fixed head coupe, 61. Yeah. So
very cool car.
Yeah,
very cool car. So I was willing to dig a little bit deeper, and but I said then it must be as advertised. We checked the car. From 10 meters, it looked nice. From 5 meters, you could already notice some issues. And then when you brought out the tools, I understood there is another minimum of 100,000 euros to be spent on this car.
Definitely.
And then, I mean...
And what I realized sometimes when I accompany my customers to inspect a car, my customer usually they have is not to offending them, is they have the interest or the knowledge to check maybe 20 items. With my experience, I can check all the details.
Yes.
I get not emotional with the color or the paint. I look every screw, I look every single detail, and I can do that for hours, and I still discover things. Well, I know from the experience that someone who wants to buy the car, who just oversees so many issues, and they don't even notice. And after that, is like when you go to a flea market and you look at a stand and you see hundreds of items. How do you figure out one item you're looking for? It is almost impossible looking at 3,000 items at the same moment and discover all faults. That is just, I mean, it's experience or skills or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not a technical guy, so I love the car for the shape. I'm not about horsepower and all those kind of things. I love the beauty, I love the history. There's a lot of passion for me that comes with this car, but I'm not a technical person. So I miss a lot of those things. I don't have that experience to make such a right purchase decision.
On the other side, you wouldn't know if there is an issue. Let's say you discover there's a broken rubber or bearing or whatever. You wouldn't be able to identify how much it costs you to replace it.
No idea.
So the seller might say, well, that's a $5 issue, but to get it out and back in might be a day work.
Yes.
So there is a problem, and that, as a novice, you wouldn't know how much that takes to replace the rubber bushes.
No, for me, it's I spent money on the expert in France or on you when we came to Germany, but and we spent maybe an hour and a half on that car. But you look at this car with 30 years of experience. I look at that car with emotions and an interest to buy. So you have two sets of eyes looking completely different at the same object, and that was worth it for me. And
what was your reaction when I said, "Well"?
No, I'm disappointed that it was not in a condition that I was hoping it to be.
Expected.
But I'm happy that I made use of your services that you pointed out. If you were to continue with this car, you need to be aware that you need to dig a little bit deeper and you need to take a little bit longer.
So how was the feeling then? So you went there with a good feeling to buy a car because you were ready to spend the money. You made an offer, so we went there, we met in Munich, we drove to the place, which was another 3/4 of an hour, and then we went back, and I flew home, you flew home, and how was your reaction and your feeling? I can imagine must be disappointing, me telling you the truth, the hard truths, but in the end, maybe after a couple of days, you might have understood or realized what it...
Well, for me it was quite quick already. Because I knew if I get an expert opinion on it, you get an expert. It could be harsh, you know, and it's better to be harsh for a decision you should not make maybe than to dance around it.
Yeah.
So I was happy. I was happy that I have had an expert opinion on the car, and. Of course, there was a disappointment that I didn't leave with the keys in my hand, but I was okay with that.
Yeah, okay.
And I learned more. I knew things because of the inspection we did together, and that was explained to me. Then I knew more than I did before. Yeah. So that is valuable to me. And and from that moment on, I understood I cannot do this alone. You can do it alone if you're buying a car, if you don't care too much about originality, if you don't care about the condition 100%. But I was very targeted what I want to have. For me at least, it was very serious money that you need to spend on these cars. Then it's worth. If I compare the purchase price of these cars compared to the services that I need to pay for, you're speaking about percentages, very few. Yeah. And that's how you should look at it, you know? So, I mean, when you buy a house, you also should have somebody to check it for you for, you know, if you buy a house without having any understanding, especially if it's your first house, because this is my first classic car. Yeah. If I buy a house not knowing the conditions of it, you could be very disappointed after your purchase as well.
Unless this is totally cheap.
Unless it's totally cheap and then you accept everything. Yes, but it was not the case. Yeah, so no, I think I would recommend it to use an expert. So
I tend to say, well, you think I'm expensive, but But it might become really expensive not having a good advice or an expert next to you.
100%.
Who's helping you out. It might appear that you spend for travel, but traveling is a couple of €100. And my daily fee, because I'm leaving the day before and come back the day after, and it's just like, it's my experience you pay, and it's not the hours I'm with you. It is the knowledge I have at hand, at the moment. So I can dig everything out at the moment. And I think it can be a big mistake, an expensive mistake, just going on your own.
Yes.
Unless you know everything about the E-Type.
When I'm in a purchase deciding mood, then I would like to have a professional opinion about the car.
Yeah.
If I'm just hunting around, then for me afterwards, I learned already more. But if I'm really at the decision, like, okay, this could be the car. For me, there is no other option than to have
another second opinion on
an expert opinion. Car to a fully nuts and bolt restored condition. I think it's quite rare.
Yeah,
we managed to get it within my budget, which I'm very happy about. The car is 95% okay. There are a few last things that probably require more time than money.
Yes,
so
it's time.
It's time. It is time. Time I have. I can enjoy the car already now.
Yeah.
There's no point to wait for a car that is 100% okay. You will never find it anyways, I think. So very thrilled, very happy you found the car. Very happy you inspected the car and you gave your approval. That makes me sleep at night.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Then it's all fine. And very, very happy and pleasant corporation for finding my dream car.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I would have not have found this car myself because it was not on the Auto Scout or the other channels that I'm looking for. So you found the car somehow, and it was you offered it to me, and you offered it to me as an option.
Yeah.
And I saw how excited you were about the car, which is a good sign for me, you know. Totally worth it for me.
Thank you very much, Nick. See you next time. I hope you gained some extra information.
Yeah, for sure. It was very good to see the unrestored car. That's really, really cool.
And we went for a ride.
We went for a drive, which was even cooler.
And that is one of the rarest things I'm doing.